Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Pedals and Pulse blog. Today we're going to be taking you through my effort at Zwift Games, or the first stage of Zwift Games Stage 1. I normally put Zwift Games as part of my calendar. I normally try and work around it, make sure that I'm in good shape for Zwift Games, but unfortunately the last 3 years, I've been derailed by our toddler jams. So this year I didn't have an awful lot of training over the winter. I felt relatively good coming in. I've got a gravel race in September that I'm training for. So most of my goal is headed around that. I'm working up towards that. I was in good shape, like I said, so I thought I'd give Zwift Games a go. This is K's Kicker. This is a relatively flat course. As you can see by my phenotype there, I do love a sprint. I got a good 1 minute and good 15-second power time, but not so good over those 5s and 20s. So today I thought it would be a good chance for me to get a win under my belt. Thought we'd see how it goes. The big problem here and the big strategy divided for me was always going to be the pain cave. Normally this comes at the end of surf and turf, and I've been spat out the back of this many times. So the strategy was for today was to either ride within myself, either pain cave and then chase hard across the top, or dig out to get over the climb, hang on the back and then try and sneak in a sprint. As per usual, relatively quick start. You can see I'm pushing sort of 4 watts a kilo there, so that's about 300 watts for me. And we still got quite a nice strong outline, so pushing 4 watts a kilo just to hang on to the group at this phase. Heart rate not too bad, they're 170, shows I got a little bit more room to go. As you can see, as you come to the bottom of the hill on the gravel track, it all stops. Group flattens out, nothing really happens. Did get a little bit of an extra acceleration again across the gravel at the bottom, but it's a big group of 40 odd people at this point, so no one was really going anywhere. This is the main part of the race now. First part of the climb, sped it up because not an awful lot happens. I'm pushing 4.5, 4.6 watts a kilogram here. Lots of feather ups getting dropped, but I'm not really going backwards, so I'm not too bothered at this point. Moving into the second part of the climb. Again, pushing 4.5 watts a kilogram. Heart rate 180. I was working hard at this point, but nobody was really getting away. There was no big moves going off the front. This was the last major orange part, the last 5%. I figured if I could hang on here, then that would put me in really, really good shape. You can see the heart rate creeping up there, 189. So, starting to get tired at this point, but the legs were feeling strong. Manages to hold 5 watts a kilogram. Did start to stretch out a little bit across the top as some of the heavy guys probably pushed on a little bit, and I peaked at 5.2 watts a kilogram. But at this point, even though my heart rate's up at 190, I still felt like I had a little bit left in the tank. And we were approaching the top, pushing 450 watts there at some point. Not too bad. Onto the flat part of the climb now. I was never going to try and push on. I was here, again, looking at my phenotype. That meant every week, 5 and 20 minute timings. It was never going to be my strategy. Cruising across the flat part now. Sped it up so we don't have to sit down and watch too much. There wasn't an awful lot going on. Did get a little bit of a push over the sprint, but it wasn't up for grabs. Somehow I managed to find myself off the front. As we went over the dirt section, there was again another little press on. Some of the bigger guys, some of the diesel engines probably trying to make things hard. You can see again here I'm at 3.84 watts a kilogram, 4.3 there, and I'm just about hanging onto the back. It was here where I realised how strong out it was. Didn't panic too much. Again, you're 23rd in the group. They're about to go down a big hill, so or a relatively full flat downhill, so no pressure. Again, 181 beats a minute, a little bit of time and a little bit of space to move. Approaching the last climb now. I wasn't quite sure of this climb. I know I've raced it before in tiny races. Again, it's something that normally I struggle with, but again, big group, heart rate 172. Good phenotype for this. Sitting at the back, I know there was one lad up the front, but I didn't really fancy his chances of making it all the way. Figured this was going to be about 5.5 watts a kilo all the way up. There we go, 6 watts. 5.7, 5.3 watts a kilogram at the moment. 420 odd watts. Still felt pretty good. I was managing to maintain or gain some places there. I was on the aero bike, so climbing well there. You can see heart rate 183 beats a minute, which is not too bad for me. Pushing 6.1 watts a kilogram now, which is a bit of a push for a fat cat bee like me. Getting tired at this point with a heart rate of 186. Not too strung out at this point. You've got Tron Man off the front, but no real drama. Just got to hang in there for the sprint now for the last 1.4 kilometers. Again, we've crested the top. It's going to be no drama. Going to have a good chance to recover. There was enough of us here, so I didn't really feel like I needed to get on the front. Just sit in and recover. Still see Tron off the front, but I know that 3-4 seconds in a good powerful sprint you'll be able to bring that back, especially when it's probably going to be quite a fast sprint on concrete, having come off of downhill. 900 meters to go, definitely not going to chase him down myself now. Just sitting and recover. I always kind of hope somebody wants to lead it out for me. So nicely sat at the back of the group, waiting for someone to make their move, or at least someone to give a little bit of a lead out. 300 meters is where I wanted to take it up from. At 500 now, 200 meters to go. Got a nice little arrow shape at the top of the formation, so You knew there was some power being put through. 400 metres to go, another 100 metres before I wanted to go, ideally. Yeah, and then we saw the man in the red jersey go and thought, give chase at that point. Managed to hit 11 watts a kilogram, 11.9, nearly 12. Again, super flat, super fast. Holding that at 11.5 watts a kilogram all the way to the end. Managed to open up a good gap as well. Turns out Mr. T-Ron wasn't registered either, so it wasn't a second. It was a nice little first. Some good numbers there too.